It's the Richard Wilmore Show.
To be a good day because we have music from Andrew Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Wilmore.
Well, my gosh. Hi, everyone, friends. We made it to episode 101, but who's counting? I'm counting. I'm going to be counting all season long. I'm so excited about this season. It's season 4. We have some of my dream guests, and one of them was last week, John McDaniel. I don't know how many older now gay kids were watching the Rosie O'Donnell show in the late 90s, but he was her band leader, and he was someone that I looked up to. It was 1996, and there was a lesbian talk show host and a gay guy running the band, like on TV, and that was like not a thing back in the day. And it was so interesting as a young gay kid to watch them interact and to be themselves. And I'm so glad that I got to talk to him last week. So I could have talked to him for 4 hours and I didn't want to scare him. So I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. Now, normally I am a little more dressed up than this, but I love this shirt and I'm going to tell you about it a little bit later. How you can get this shirt and how you can help raise money for ovarian cancer research. September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and my friend Roma, who hosts Great Day SA over on Ken's 5 here in San Antonio, is raising money. You can get shirts. You can win a whole bunch of stuff. She's doing this huge raffle all month long, and I'm going to tell you about that in a little bit. So thank you, everyone who watched last week, who shared, who commented and sent me text messages. So there are a ton of businesses and places all around San Antonio and all around, actually, America who have given us free stuff to give to you. So if you share the show, like if you share this show right now, next week, you're going to win some prize package from the Classic Theater here in San Antonio. This week, I'm going to pick the winner out of this hat. And if you're watching the winner, whoever this is going to be, comment. This is a live show Mondays, every day at 10. So if you have questions for our guests or for me while you're watching this on Monday morning, comment and we will talk about it. If I pull your name right now and you're watching, comment and come on the show today and pick what you can win. Who's the winner? Anthony Chavaria, you are the winner, and we have so much stuff that you get to pick what you win. So we'll be contacting him, and he gets to pick his prize. There's all kinds of fun stuff. You can win food, you can win jewelry, there's tons of stuff, tea, all kinds of crazy things. So thank you to all of our sponsors. I'm very excited because we're gonna have live music all day today. Andrew Ray is a great musician here in San Antonio, and he's gonna be like our house musician. So Andrew, I'm gonna bring you on. This is the fun part about when you do a show by yourself, though. You have to do everything. Andrew, welcome,
hello,
sir. Are you ready to play for everyone?
The first song's gonna be called "Everything You Love."
There you go. Take it away, sir.
You've given up on your dream. You say you don't just want to be anything. We were something we admired. In your heart there was that burning fire. You better watch out, it burns everything you love. And there you go, you burn everything you love. Now you're showing up, but you're all messed up. We can see you just can't get enough. Going on this downward spiral to the bottom of an empty bottle. You see See the ceiling falls, you don't care at all. Going off on everyone. There you go, you burn everything you love. Said there you go, you burn everything you love. Ooh. Now you know you've got a choice. You can give it up or you can be the voice. Make them understand what you say. But oh no, we're going on and on. You ain't gonna lose everything you love. You better get them now. It's the only shot you got. Give it up, burn everything you love. There you go, you burn everything you love.
I swear everyone's clapping at home. I promise. They're all clapping. Thank you, Andrew. So I don't know if anybody has done this. Has anybody found the app? What is it called? It's called Reface. Has anybody done this yet? It's my favorite thing to do. There's a cat right there. If anybody wants a cat, it's right there. So I want to show you a couple of the videos that I've been making because I think they're the funniest things in the world, and you might not. But so this is the first one I made, and it's ridiculous. Get ready.
From the top, make it drop. That's some wet and cushy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet and cushy. I'm talking wop, wop, wop.
All right, so it's this app that you take a photo of yourself and then it puts you in all of this random stuff. And you can, so I've decided, I put a couple of them on my Instagram, but I've decided that every week I'm going to release a new one for your viewing pleasure. So this is this week's, and they make me laugh. And you're probably afraid, but I'm going to just show you this.
It's so delicious. They want a taste of what I got. I'm delicious. Taste it.
So they're just like quick little clips, but to me, they're like the funniest thing. And you can like, there are gifts you can do. There are little like music videos. You can put yourself in movies. It's called the Reface app, and there's a free version on the iTunes. Just go get it and just make them and put them out there. If they're just so funny to me, and I wanted to share that with you. You're welcome. So this shirt, my friend Roma over on Great TSA is a, oh no, you can't see it, is an ovarian cancer survivor. And usually in September, it's Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. She does a huge hat pop-up and she raises a ton of money for ovarian cancer research. Obviously with COVID, she can't do that. So if you go on her Instagram, Roma V on TV, you can PayPal her and you can join the raffle for $20. It's a $20 raffle ticket. Or for $35, you get a raffle ticket and this t-shirt, which is literally the most comfortable t-shirt I've ever worn in my entire life. And it's really fun. And that means fight. And her brother designed this t-shirt. And it's a great cause. And I think, and I hope that you all jump over there and help her raise a bunch of money. She has a ton of sponsors and people who have given prizes to her to help you guys win some really cool stuff. And I think she's going to be picking all the winners early in October. So make sure you go to her Instagram, Roma V on TV, and look up her raffle. Okay, so after last week's episode, I got a lot of text messages and a lot of phone calls, and I think this is a compliment, but people have been saying, Richard, it looks like a real TV show, and I'm like, all right, well, I mean that's the goal, so thank you. Like that's a compliment, but like. I don't think you guys realize how much I work my butt off to put this on every week. The goal when I was a kid, when I was a young 1997 is when I ran into the Rosie O'Donnell show and I was like, I want to be a talk show host. And the goal was always to have a live daily morning talk show where I would talk to entertainers and actors and musicians and have live theater performances, like a big party for an hour. And I sort of get to do that here on Facebook. And I feel like Steve Harvey has a TV show on Facebook. And so I'm like right there with Steve Harvey, I'm pretty sure. But I also always wanted to be a game show host. So he does have all of my jobs, but that's okay. But anyway, so this is all sort of funded by me. I could show you what my apartment looks like when the show is going on, but it's all me. So we have a great way of being able to help promote the show. And that's the wrong one though. Where'd it go? Where'd the right one go? Maybe they're not even on here. Is it this one? No. Which one is it? This is what happened. Oh, it's right here. See, I need a producer. So the point is that you can help support the show. Literally anything from $5 you can become an advertiser on the show. And I know what you're thinking, $5, Richard, what's that going to do? But it helps pay for postage for someone who wins a prize that I have to send them. And it literally, I hate when people say every little bit helps. But really, anything. If you love the show, if you're having fun here, buy me a coffee. That's what it's called. Buymeacoffee.com/Rich Wilmore Show. I drink coffee 24 hours a day. I should have a coffee sponsor. But if you want to help the show, and I hope you do, and I hope you have fun, and I hope you like it, and then we can grow. We can play games, and we can give away more prizes, and maybe we can get out of my living room corner and into somewhere cool. And once COVID is over, we can have people actually here hanging out with us. So if you can help, that would be awesome. Thank you. Or just sharing the show, even sharing the show. If you have no means to give, share the show. That's all I ask. And it helps so much. So we do have some coffee sponsors already, and I want to thank them. Terry, Rob, Crystal, Nyla, Davian, Jenna, and Jay. You've all given money, and which has helped this amazing lighting. I see why Madonna does this and carries around lighting with her, because I'm going to start doing that. So thank you all for everything you have given us. Yeah, so thank you. All right, let's start the show, shall we? We're going to start it. I think it's time. Christopher Winbush is our first guest. He can be seen everywhere from TV to film and anything in between. He's also a personal trainer, so I'm kind of selfishly having him on to steal some tips on how to get back into shape, because this COVID-15 is definitely worse than the freshman 15 in college. So please welcome Christopher Winbush. Christopher, what's up?
Hey, Richard, how you doing, Richard? What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great, man. Great. Monday morning, getting back on the grind again at the gym as we speak.
You're at the gym? That's probably where I should be doing this from. I said that's probably where I should be doing this show from the gym. I don't know if anybody would know. All right, I'll be there. Where did you grow up?
I grew up pretty much all over, but I was born in Lake Charles, Louisiana. My father was in the military for 42 and a half years in the United States Army as a chief warrant officer. So I live in Killeen the majority of my life, a little bit over in Germany, Mainz, Germany, Wiesbaden. So I'm pretty much a Rolling Stone world traveler, far with my dad and everything, being a military brat. So I've been all over.
It was also just your birthday a couple weeks ago, yes?
Yeah, it was September the 9th. Yeah, I turned 48 years old, so I'm
Happy
grateful.
Birthday.
Thank you very much. And my brother actually is in 2 more days. My brother David, 7 years younger than me, he has a birthday on the 23rd, and his wife just had a birthday on the 19th. So all these Virgo kids all in a row.
Are you all celebrating somehow, or are you just kind of calling each other and social distancing?
Well, I went down to a party this weekend at my brother's father and mother-in-law's house and everything out in Kyle, Texas. We had a really good time down there, a lot of family, a lot of friends. So it was great to be a part of that and to celebrate Selena's birthday. Any birthday you celebrate is a great birthday.
It's true. That's what I tell my grandma all the time. She never wants to celebrate. And I always say, Grandma, we could be celebrating how many years you haven't been here. So get it together and we're going to have a party. And then she's like, all right, fine. I'll do that.
Exactly.
You've been acting now for what, 6 years?
Yeah, going on 6 years, man, and got into it on a whim. I tell the story every once in a while, but a friend of mine's named Jessica Holloman Gonzalez was writing a movie called Willow's Morning, and it was here in town. And she said, Chris, you should go ahead and audition. And I'm like, girl, I don't know nothing about no acting. I never went to acting classes in school. I didn't do any theater. I was an athlete, college football player at McNeese State University from 92 to 96. So I wanted to be a pro football player. My uncle Kevin Guidry was LSU from 84 to 89 and got drafted by the Broncos. So I didn't know anything about acting besides playing with my friends or my family and stuff, how you do stuff in the family. And so she was like, well, you need to come to the audition. And I said, okay, I'll come to the audition. And I remember I almost didn't do it because I got scared. I got, apprehensive. I was like, that little voice in the back of your head sometimes, like when you wanted to become a talk show host, you might have had some doubts and apprehensions, but it was like, man, boy, don't go over there. You might embarrass yourself. You're going to have the script in your hand. It's going to be shaking like a leaf in the wind and everything. But I went out on faith and I went there. And before I left, they had me reading for about 2 or 3 roles. And a week later, they ended up offering me a role in my very first movie. And it's taken off since then. The commercial stuff has been a little bit more than the movie, of course. I'm grateful for all of it, but it has been a journey. And I tell anybody, I started this, at 43 or something like that or whatever, 42, 43. It's never too late to start your dream. And sometimes when you do, it's the time that you're supposed to do it. I can tell you right now, if I would have done this at 20 some years old, I would have screwed it the hell up. I would have messed it up some kind of way. I know me, I was young, dumb, and a rebel. I would have messed it up bad if I would have done it in my 20s. So when I got older and more mature, and then once you realize it, that snap goes off in your head and people, your circle around you tells you, say, Chris, you could do this. You have maybe a look or you're funny as hell. Go for it. If you don't go for it, you're going to have that regret. And that's what you don't want to die with.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always feel like it happens when it's supposed to happen. Like
exactly.
when there's that piece that's like, I don't know if I should be doing this. And if you listen to that, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. So
exactly. But it's been a blast. It's been a blast. And I've been in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Dallas, and, just some of the people that you meet within the acting field, as eclectic as it is, as and inclusive as it is, as it's a great thing. And it's where America needs to be. And unfortunately, we know that in some cases it's not.
Yeah. The 18th of September was my 3-year anniversary of living in Texas. And one of the things I love most about it is how much art there is here. It's kind of shocking to me. I mean, people are creating all the time, which I love. How are you keeping creative and busy during COVID? What have you been up to?
Well, when it first started, you were just talking about the Reface app. I went TikTok goddamn crazy. That's how I kept my sanity when I was in the house for that 2.5, 3 weeks. And I have some of them TikTok videos I reposted on my page. I'm a big Samuel L. Jackson fan. That's one of my favorite actors of all time. I ended up doing his scene with Jules in Ezekiel 35:17. I ended up doing the one where say what again? I dare you know what? I don't know if you can cuss on this show, so I won't do it. But anybody. Yeah, exactly. But I did that in a couple of other movies. Aliens. I'm a big Aliens fan. Sigourney Weaver, the one with the Colonial Marines, when they drop down into the base and all hell breaks loose. So that's what I did, and I also did a couple of Zoom movies and series. I think Despageddon. I did something with another young lady that's not out yet. I'm remiss. I'm sorry about not remembering that. But there were some things that came to me during the COVID first 2 or 3 weeks when this first happened that I was able to work and try to keep some type of sanity and some type of semblance with it, my craft.
Yeah. How do you think it's going to change now? I mean, like you said, you were already doing Zoom series, and I know some actor friends who are filming on, everything on Zoom. How do you think kind of the film industry and the entertainment industry is going to change now?
Well, it definitely has changed. I have been on at least 3 or 4 sets since this has happened. Old Spice commercial with Bandolier Media, Daniel Stone and Louis Montemayor. We did a Father's Day commercial, and it was very, very, of course, not too many people on set, maybe like 1 or 2 PAs, the director, the DP, and me, and maybe the other kid that played my son, which is his name's Island. And there, shout out to him. And it was pretty fast. The one thing I can tell you about if you're being an extra or you're a principal is that things move a hell of a lot quicker now, because they don't want to keep you on set as long as they would a 12-hour day. If they can get you out of there in 3 or 4 hours, which is good for actors, because sometimes when I get there, I'm like, okay, when am I getting off set? When am I rapping? I love acting, but I'm always in this on to the next gig type of feeling for me. So once I get to set, I want to do the job and then get on to the next set. That's just something that's kind of in my head, to never let your successes ruin your reputation or ruin your ego gets more than what it is, especially when you're doing some BG stuff. But like I tell people, you celebrate your big victories and the small victories. And anytime you're selected to be on set, there are at least 20 to 100 people that wish they were where you were at.
Yeah, exactly. Can we transition to fitness for a minute? Because I'm
Sure.
gonna need some tips. It's been a struggle when you're working at home
Mm-hmm.
and you can't leave. You're obviously back in the gym, and it's a huge part of your life. Like, what are your what do you say to the people sitting out there who still can't leave? What are your tips?
Well, I mean, of course they've lessened up the stringent requirements now as opposed to the beginning, because of course I was at home doing push-ups, sit-ups, of course core exercises where your feet across the ground and stuff like that, body squats. A lot of people don't know there's a lot of stuff around your house that you can use as weights. It could be a few books. It could be lifting up the side of your couch if you're strong enough to do that, like a squat or a deadlift type of deal. There's all kind of stuff around your house you can use for equipment, as far as for fitness equipment. If you don't have dumbbells or something like this, dumbbells around the house, which you can buy these at any Academy Sports Outdoors or any Dick's Sporting Goods. They need to be paying me for that again, even though I'm in the store in one of their pictures in the United States of America. But anytime you say that, they should be paying me. But yet and still, that's what I told people starting off. And I have clients that come here to Unorthodox Bullies Gym and Fitness, to Sean Allen is the owner here, to the studio to the back of a fight gym called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Killeen, Texas. And a lot of people have been getting specialized one-on-one training. They feel more comfortable being one-on-one as opposed to being in a big corporation gym, to where you got 15 treadmills and 30 ellipticals and you're right next to somebody and you're not too sure and you're working out with a mask. Working out with a mask is something I never recommend, because if you have breathing problems or you're not in shape, that mask is just going to be closer to your face. And you've seen people with those deprivation masks, is to get your lungs acclimated to a certain altitude. And a lot of people that starting back off, just getting back in the gym, like you say yourself, Richard, whenever you go into the gym, you want to be safe, but you don't want to be paranoid. And that's one thing I serve over here as far as Desire Result Fitness. What I give as a trainer, that's what I give. I give that individualized service. And also on top of that too, we keep everything clean here, COVID-19, post-COVID-19, to where the customer and the patron feel comfortable in getting their workout in. Because believe me, you're going to be uncomfortable working out. So you might as well be comfortable and peace of mind that everything is clean.
Yeah. I think I have 2 cats. I think I'm going to try to use them as dumbbells. And I will send you a video and see how that works out. I'm going to try. Okay. They're about the same size, so it'll be okay. What are you working on now? What's coming up for you?
Well, I mean, right now, of course, with, auditions, there are a couple of things that I have on tap with Lily Bankston. There's my agent, Lily Bankston Talent out of San Antonio, Texas. Shout out to Lily. She's been great for me. She's the one that got me the Academy outdoor sports gig and a ton of others and everything. But she's been in contact with me, just like all actors and actresses, because we can't meet face to face. And there is no in-town or in-service type of, being in front of somebody and auditioning. So there are a couple of things that are out there right now that, hopefully, Lord spare, I get a chance to be a part of. So just keeping the fingers crossed and trying to break both them legs.
Yeah. We will come back anytime you have something to talk about. We're here.
Sure.
Thanks for jumping on this morning.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it, man. And shout out to your show. And I definitely will share it once I get off of here. But thank you so very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Christopher Winbush, everyone. We will be right back with John and Carolyn from the Classic Theater, but of course, music from Andrew Ray.
Hey everybody, this is a love song. It takes place in Southtown, San Antonio. Here we go. It all started in the studio bar, just a little south of downtown, with bike rides through the city. I've been chasing you around. When we danced until morning, getting high on whatever was around. Whiskey kissing, we'll never remember. It's too late to back down. 'Cause I swear I was in love once. We got drunk, we ruled the town. Bar lights, late nights, too deep in South Town. We were young, we were dumb, and in love. Her dreams are pulling her to the coast, and mine to Colorado. It's marking the days off the calendar on the wall, laughing out loud. 'Cause I swear I was in love once. We got drunk, we rolled the town. Bar lights, late nights, deep in South Town. We were young, we were dumb, and in love. Last night in town, no time to mince words. I stare at you across the table. That smile and those eyes are forever in my mind. This isn't goodbye, no, it's never goodbye. 'Cause I'll see your smile in the coastal winds, and you'll hear my song in the mountains. 'Cause I swear I was in love once. We got drunk, we ruled the town. Bar lights, late nights, so love in South Town. We were young, we were dumb, and in love, and in love, and in love.
There we go. Thank you, sir. He's so good. I could listen to him all day long. John and Carolyn are a theater power couple here in San Antonio. John has performed off-Broadway, on TV, in films, and in almost every theater in San Antonio, which has earned him 5 ATAC Globe Awards. Carolyn has also toured all over the country and has been running the local touring department at the Magic Theater of San Antonio for over 7 years. Starting October 2nd, they can be seen in the Classic Theater's production of Macbeth, which will be using very innovative techniques to bring the show to life. Here to tell us all about it is John and Carolyn. Let me get them on the show. Here they come. There you go. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Sure. John, this is your second time on my show. Do you remember?
That's right.
Do you remember? Yes.
I remember.
Way back when I first moved to San Antonio, you were doing a show at the Vex, and I came to talk to you guys. So I'm so excited that live theater is finally coming back to San Antonio. So I want to jump in and talk about Macbeth at the Classic Theater. Tell us all about what's happening and how they're putting this show on.
So it is Theater in the Rough is what the Classic Theater is doing this season. Adapting, creating from the nothing that is 2020, creating some beautiful art. It'll be outdoors. It'll be in 2 locations. The first 2 weekends at the Botanical Gardens, which is very exciting and very beautiful. And then the second 2 weekends at the SB, formerly known as Sunset Station, which is nice for us. It's just down the road. So it's outdoors. Everyone is masked, and there is ample space for the audience to safely social distance, sort of in like pods of your household. It's been really an experience to one, this show is really good, and we're very excited about it in that way. But 2, I know that Classic is setting the example of what live theater can be as our numbers are going down, as we're coming out of this and still wanting to keep safe. We don't want another spike. We don't want to get dumb now. So being that careful and also making great art is like dancing on a knife's edge. And it's been very exciting.
And excuse me, very grateful to the director Joe Gazinski and the artistic director Kelly Rausch for not only bringing an artistic brilliance to this show, but also a real human compassion and intelligent concern for their actors and for their audience. And excuse me, one thing that has been really nice is the social distance and the periodic use of masks by the actors is really well suited to this play.
Really suited.
For for people who may not know Macbeth, it's a play of soldiers and spies
And assassins.
Right.
I mean, they need to wear.
They need masks.
Get
Yes.
assassin
Right.
without it anyway.
The mask.
So yeah, aesthetically,
It's really been perfect. Yeah.
Was it originally in the schedule for the season? Was it supposed to be in the theater, and then I suppose it was like, now what?
Yeah, well, because the space had been at the classic had been that wonderful black box for and just that how do you social distance in there? You don't. So bravo to Kelly for like thinking outside the box, literally.
There was also a sort of stroke of luck that we were cast as Macbeth and Lady Macbeth before we really knew how long this COVID-19 was going to last. And initially, the idea was we were cast to play this in the black box, and then COVID-19 broke out, and they decided to do a socially distanced production. And it just so happens that an actual married couple, we don't, Lord and Lady Macbeth don't have to socially distance from each other.
I'm expecting full gasps
When we
shock
actually kiss on stage. Don't tell the kids.
When we that first scene where we have together and we're able to like run and meet each other and embrace each other, because everything will have been. It's Shakespeare, right? So it doesn't look awkward. You often want to cheat out and have this space so it doesn't look cluttered on stage. So Shakespeare one naturally lends itself to this kind of it's a new art form with very specific rules, but it lends itself to it very well. But I fully expect gasps when we're able to be together. Sans mask, and people are like, oh, and then they'll look in the program and be like, oh, that's right, they're allowed to do that. They're a household.
They're married.
I got worried for them for a minute, but and hopefully gasps at other things, as it is a play full of
no spoilers.
Everyone lives and everything's happy in the end.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to need like a billboard to be like they're allowed to be that close together. Like
Yeah, we're stressing it now. It's stressed in the program's announcement before, but I'm sure there'll be one person that forgets. Hopefully, they're so wrapped in the performance that they forget.
Yeah, if that's what they're concentrating on, at theater. Can you tell me about those that maybe didn't know before this that you are married? Can you tell me your love story and how you met and how it happened?
How many hours is this show?
It's a telethon. This is a telethon, and so however long it takes you.
We met in New York. John is from New York. I'm from Alaska, and so I went to New York for school. Which, fun fact, Joe Gazinski, our director for Macbeth, was one of my professors at the college I went to. It's just it's a very small world, very small theater world. And we met in New York doing Guys and Dolls.
I was Sky Masterson.
And I was Sarah Brown. So we got to practice falling in love with each other before actually while we were actually falling in love with each other, and waited till the show was done.
I didn't ask her on a date until closing night, until the show was over, because what if she said no? Then it gets awkward, and we have to do smoochy scenes together, and then that's no good.
The general rule: don't try to ask someone out in the middle of a run.
Although, can I take credit for calling it, because at the first rehearsal, we showed up to the rehearsal and half joke, because we were playing opposite each other, being in love. So we barely knew each other. We just met at the audition, and I was half joking, and I said, "There's the love of my life."
There you go.
And it ended up being true.
We met. It was awesome. It was one of those casts that like everyone clicked and became fast friends and like have stayed friends for years and years. So it was a wonderful time. And
Can I give a special shout out? Speaking of the friends from that cast, the reason we're down in San Antonio is
Small World.
The wonderful Kelly Petlin, who's a San Antonio native, wonderful actress, wonderful singer, performer, and most importantly, wonderful human being.
She was our Adelaide in that same production. So we all met at you have one of those, you can like look back on your life and kind of have one moment sometimes you're like, what if I didn't go to that audition? My entire like decade, and they would none of this
would be the same. Yeah.
So not only did we meet the respective love of our lives, but also Kelly introduced us to Magic Theater, and I went on my first national tour with Magic Theater. Then
I toured with Arts Power. So like we'd toured before, but then she said, "Come down to Texas, come check it out. We need some actors," and we ended up coming down there, and it was 7 wonderful years. We're no longer there anymore, but it's just been amazing. And
wonderful.
in the meantime, I never would have expected to get to do this much art.
Yeah.
Living in Alaska, growing up in Alaska, Texas always in my mind was like, they always think they're the biggest state, and they're not. That's true. Texas isn't the biggest state, but
you're gonna get yourself in trouble on the show.
Yeah, they don't care if you guys kiss anymore.
I never would have thought Texas is where the art is happening. And
this is a brilliant theater town. It really is.
We've had we've been really blessed to be so involved in all the theaters around town. All of these wonderful. Lily Bankston, also our very good friend, like watching her, she's made this amazing agency.
Yeah.
And like it's a small world, and we're very excited to be a part of it. We're excited to be part of the classic family, and bringing art, again, elevating the whole community. A rising tide lifts all ships, and it's a very fun, it's a very exciting theater community to be a part of, because it's a city that's hungry for great theater, and there's so many talented
especially
people
now
here. Especially now. And we're going to celebrate our 5th wedding anniversary here on Saturday.
Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
I would get, what do I have for you? I have a classic theater.
Oh yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
If you would make another one of those reface videos, I would consider it a present.
Absolutely. It's going to be, yes, every Monday, check back in. There's going to be a new one. I promise.
Yay.
I promise you. What do you both have toured the country and lived in many places? What do you love? We've talked about it kind of already about the theater, but like, what do you love maybe outside of theater? What do you love about San Antonio or Texas?
Ooh. It's, there's a wonderful spirit to the town. There's a warmth. There's a humility of sorts. I think that there's something about the fact that the center of the town is the center of a glorious battle that ended in defeat. Is that there's something that leaves in the spirit of the town of a certain humility, of that, like, even if life doesn't go exactly as you expected, you're gonna stand up and you're gonna do the right thing, and you're going to you're gonna soldier forward. And I think that I see that in the people.
San Antonio feels like a secret. Austin says keep Austin weird, and at first I didn't understand why people would say keep San Antonio lame, but now I understand they don't want people to come. No, it's lame.
We like it the way it is.
Don't come here.
The traffic isn't that bad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The pace of life is definitely slower. Like that New York hustle, and it's really something, and it is something that like we do love, and we have family in New York and a lot of friends in New York, so we go this year aside quite often. but the pace here, just like hanging out on like porches with friends and breakfast tacos, please.
The food is amazing.
So many tortillas.
Yeah,
so many tortillas.
It fills your entire soul. It's great. It's been a great place to live.
It's so true. Macbeth opens on October 2nd. I love classic theater. I love Kelly over there. Every time I email her and I'm like, you have a show coming, and she's like, yep, this is who I have for you. And this is also what I have for you. So if you share this week's show, if you're watching, next week we're going to pick another winner, and you're going to win a classic theater travel mug.
They're very good.
And a classic theater mask.
Yeah, we have those too.
2 tickets to see Macbeth. Because the classic theater is amazing, and I love them. So share this show, and we're going to pick your name, hopefully, next week, and you're going to win a bunch of stuff. John and Carolyn, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You all are the best.
You're the best.
Is it over already?
It is over already, but I'll see you opening night. I love opening night.
Awesome. We'll see you there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
They're so sweet. So share the show. Anthony, who won this week, you can pick tons of stuff, and we're gonna go through that right now. So fruit balls, amazing, vegan, like treat balls is really what they are. If you go to their Instagram, it's really funny, and I love them. Rebel Designs by my friend Shelly. She lives in Maryland. She designs beautiful jewelry. You can pick out stuff there. Check her out on Instagram. Wineria, come on. They're having Zoom wine tastings, so you can win stuff from there. And Neon Castaway, which is a beautiful design. My friend Adriana runs that company, and it's so great. Oh, I forgot to throw this up. I wanted to throw this picture up when John and Carolyn were here, so I'm going to do it now. This picture, look at that. They're going to be even closer than that in real life, and we can't yell at the Classic Theater for doing it because they live together, I promise. All right. Andrew's going to come back with one more song, and then we're going to talk to him. I'm so thankful that he is singing for us all hour. I hope you all are loving it. Make sure you share the show. Andrew, you are up.
All right. The song is called Baby You're a Star. When she was 16, just a little bit of thing, but a wise one. She's heading off for better things, destined for the big screen, and she can get what she wants. But them city streets can be cold. So just remember what you're told. Baby, you're a star. Just know that you are. Oh, oh. It'll follow your heart, and it'll all work out. Forget what people say, 'cause baby, you're a star. Baby, you're a star. When I met her, I was at this cocktail bar, just strumming my guitar and begging them to throw money in the jar. She said, boy, what the heck are you doing here? Why don't you go where someone cares? She's flying off without you, landing in California. She said, baby, you're a star. You gotta know that you are. Oh, oh. Step at a time, love. Just follow your heart, and it'll all work out. Forget what people say, 'cause baby, you're a star. Baby, you're a star. Them city streets can be cold, and if they ask you to sell your soul, remember you always have a home right here in San Antonio. 'Cause baby, you're a star. Just know that you are. Oh, oh. For once, follow your heart, and it'll all work out. Forget what people say, 'cause baby, you're a star. Said, baby, you're a star. Baby, you're a star. Baby, you're a star. Baby, you're a star.
Thank you so much for being here all hour with us.
Hey, not a problem. Thank you for having me.
We where do we meet? We met at a magazine launch.
Yeah, I was playing for I believe it's Hearts. What is it? Your organization?
Hearts Need Art.
Hearts Need Arts. Yeah, beautiful concept. Go into the hospitals and cancer patients and do art and music and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's not a bad gig if you can get it on my side anyway. Yes. Yeah, and you were like the musician of that launch party, and I was like, he is too good to be like not on my show. So
Thank you.
I'm glad you could be here all hour. You were born and raised in San Antonio?
Yes, born and raised in here, San Antonio. Went to school up in Denton for a bit. Lived in Corpus Christi at the coast for a little bit, and now I'm back here. So it's been a fun adventure.
What do you love about the San Antonio music scene?
Oh man, it's what I love most is just how close everybody is. Everybody kind of takes care of each other and talks to each other. Everybody's on each other's side. It's not competitive at all. It's not really anything like that. It's kind of everybody's rooting for each other, and you know, it's kind of like family. We're all kind of just wanting to get San Antonio out there, wanting to let people know that you know, there's some great talent here in San Antonio, because nobody really would so much think so. You know, kind of like as your other guests were saying, nobody really thinks San Antonio like that, and we love to show them that there's a lot of good stuff here, a lot of great art, a lot of great people, a lot of great food, great things to see. So that's what I love about the scene mostly.
Yeah, I was one of those people that was like, I have to move to Texas. Like, well, what am I going to do there? And then it turns out you can be busy every day doing stuff. And that's what I love about San Antonio. Have you been writing a lot during COVID, or is this more of like, I think there are like 3 different things that people are doing during COVID, like not doing anything, or being super creative and getting ready for when it's over, or just like continuing to plow through it and do as much as they can?
It's like a little bit of both. You know, some days I just like binge watch Netflix, and then some days I'm playing guitar all day trying to write some new stuff. So it's actually been, you know, it's been a lot different, of course, because, you know, we're used to playing, musicians are out used to playing 5 nights a week sometimes, you know, touring, hanging out with our bandmates, our friends, our music friends. And, you know, now it's kind of, we're kind of in this creative part that we get to have, but also like there's new things that quarantine has brought on, like, you know, things like this and things where people are connecting in a different way. Like we have this open mic Facebook quarantine where we get people from Spain and people from England and all kinds, California, where we wouldn't normally really connect to people like that, you know, if it weren't for us all having to be home and on our computers and doing all that. So it's been interesting. It's been a paradigm shift, but it has had its benefits for sure.
Yeah, I hope that like camaraderie and that sticks even when we all go back to work and can leave and go back to whatever normal life is going to be. I hope we realize how important it is to support each other and to be artistic and to be creative. So I hope that never goes away. You're
sorry, the people I've like met from California or from New York, you know, we all stay in touch. So when it does go back to normal, we can go have some connections up there to do some touring or work with each other and stuff like that. So that's been really cool.
You're working on an album right now, correct?
Yes. So almost done. We're trying to get back into the studio soon, safely. But it should be out hopefully early next year, after all this has kind of died down and everything.
Yeah, because you're part of a band, Bad Heart, correct?
Yes, my band is Bad Heart. We've been we've been a band about two years or so. My bass player Brock Butler has his own band called Saltwater Slide. They're a reggae band, really cool. So he's the lead singer of that band. So it's kind of like, we kind of got both of our own things going, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, we're just really good friends, and we just really love playing together, and we love performing, and we love our live show. So we want to get back to that, man, as soon as we can.
And I hope that when the album comes out, you'll come back and perform for us, and maybe we'll actually be in person by that time, and we can perform somewhere. That would be awesome.
Yeah, hopefully too. That'd be fun.
I am always fascinated by songwriters because songwriting to me is so, it's like any writing really. It's so personal, and it's so like you're just putting yourself out there for anybody to interpret it the way they want to do it. What's that like to write your own music and then be like, here it is, have at it?
For me, it is very personal. For me, I kind of see it as a journal. Like I was kind of listening to some of my old songs to see what I wanted to play on this show, and I was going through them, and it's really like a journal of my life, kind of going back. And then some old songs are still really relevant in my life, and that's really cool. And I don't, I guess emotions, we can all relate to these emotions, so it's something that we can give out, and I can give out to people that they can be related to. But it's still very, very personal to my life and personal to, everything that I've gone through for the past. I've been writing since I was about 12 years old, so for the past 20 years. So yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing. I've always loved songwriters. I admire them. Just any kind of writing. I love film too. We have 2 music videos on YouTube that I got to direct. You can get them at just YouTube Bad Heart. And yeah, man, it's just all over. I mean, and again, like all the artists in San Antonio, even the filmmakers, the actresses, the actors, everybody's just so cool with each other, together, and that's just what I love, man.
Yeah, I love all the support. Have you been performing anywhere? Like, are you doing Facebook Lives or anything where people can come and watch you and listen?
Yeah, we've done a couple Facebook Lives. If you just keep up with my Facebook page, my personal one, Andrew Ray, you'll see some stuff on there. I gotta check what I have coming up, but yeah, it's been Facebook Live. It's been a little sporadic because it is what it is.
Yeah,
but we'll be doing one in here again pretty soon.
Okay, good. Come back when the album comes out, please.
Absolutely.
And perform for us. Thank you so much for spending the hour and playing for us all hour.
All right, thank you, Richard. You can find our music at Reverb Nation /Bad Heart SA, or just Google Bad Heart San Antonio Music, and we have some good recordings up there, some studio recordings. So, and feel free to get at me on Facebook.
Go download them and support local artists, please. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you so much. See you.
All right, that's Andrew. He's great. What a great guy. We're gonna end the night or the day. It's very dark in here besides the light, so it feels like nighttime. But there's a show. So when COVID first happened, I got asked to be part of a show called Sex and the City. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but it seems like something I probably should do, and probably no one's going to show up for that. And it was a Zoom thing where they they interview people about like their first like sexual experiences. And this is not anything I should be involved in, but it turned out I did do it because I don't know, I was drinking, I think, while that happened. So they're doing it again this week, but they're doing it at the Blind Tiger Comedy Club. It's called Sex in the City. It's free, it's donation based, and there's some great comedians who are going to be there. Tanvir is going to be there, Josh Cabez is there, Brendan Potter, Eric Anthony will be there. Of course, it's like social distancing seating, so it's very limited. It's all donation. It's at the bottom of the Magic Time Machine, which, again, one of those weird San Antonio things. I don't know where this came from. And then I was like invited there once, and they're like, no, it's a comedy club in the basement of a restaurant. And I was like, this is the strangest city in the entire world, but it's a great comedy club, and some great people come there. And we have big comedy clubs here that some of really famous comedians that are traveling through here will go there, and it's a great time. So go to the Blind Tiger this week. I will not be there. on stage, but I'll probably be in the audience. It's really fun to kind of hear what people are up to. Anyway, I want to thank all of my guests today. I want to thank all of our sponsors, all of our advertisers, everybody who showed up, everybody who watched, everybody who's going to share it. Remember to share it. And then next week, we'll pick more winners for the Classic Theater Package. Tickets to Macbeth. Do it. You want to do it. All right, everyone. Have a great week. Happy Monday. We will see you next week.